Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. Safety Systems is the kind of electronics and home automation that you see everywhere, and it's like, wow, who did this for you? You ask your neighbor that, and they're going to say Safety Systems, because they're the masters at this. Just this week, I spoke to them. I had a thermostat issue. I called J.J. Surlis, VFL J.J. Surlis, talked to him about it. An audio feature that I'm adding in one of my rooms. Called Safety Systems, talked to them about it. They do everything, and they are fantastic. Visit safetysystems.com. Be careful of the spelling there, safetysystems.com, and check them out online and figure out all the stuff they do. It's not just security systems. They are fantastic. All right, Ryan, let's talk very quickly about the 2022 class. With the coaching staff just left a twist in the wind right now, medically induced coma, what's that doing to the class for next year?
Interestingly enough, not killing them just yet, but I do think you are seeing something that's a little bit concerning. Out of state, I don't think they have a lot of buzz. Normally this time of year, they didn't get any guys on campus this season, so that's part of it too. But whether it's 3-7 season, being down 2 staff members, whatever it is right now, just not a lot happening right now outside the state. But in-state is kind of going to be the focus for this class. For Tennessee, they've got a lot of targets, some important guys. This could be a year you see them sign double-digit players in the state of Tennessee, and they're doing okay in-state. So they know there's some uncertainty out there, but it's not killing them yet, and they're still in good shape with some of those important in-state guys that are going to be the focus of this class.
Okay. Let's talk about something that came up this week, because I've always wondered how big of an issue is this. Let's go ahead and put the graphic up. Harrison Bailey's father got on Twitter, something I would never do if I had a son that was playing college football, but he tweeted, "As much as we love Tennessee, period, Harrison Bailey came to play for Coach Pruitt, period." Okay, that started it off. And some of the responses that he got. Would love to get rid of him, and you can follow as well if you'd like. Bailey isn't the best option, they tweeted at Bailey's father. Shrout played better. Salter is the future. Bailey has been recruited over. Salter is number 3 dual threat quarterback. Need a dual threat quarterback to win in today's game, not a statue. If we can get rid of Pruitt, then peace out, Harrison Bailey. And there were more responses. Good news is he won't see the field next year anyways with Salter coming in. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Somebody else said just because your son wants to play for Pruitt don't mean he needs to stay here. He needs to go, and Bailey can go too if that's the case. And then the last one, how much did Pruitt pay you to say that? How much is Harrison Bailey bringing in these days? Look, there were also, again, if I'm a player's father, I'm not on Twitter, first of all, because you're asking for it. Second of all, there were plenty of people who came in and tweeted nice things to him saying, oh, disregard the jerks, although you have to wonder when the good people in your fan base are spending all their time trying to silence the bad people in your fan base, does that really work? But Ryan, here's my question. How much does this go on across the country? How much does it impact recruiting when it comes to other parents seeing this and other kids seeing this kind of stuff? Is it as big a deal as it would seem to be or no?
I don't think it's as big of a deal, but it is something you see occasionally. I wouldn't say it's a frequent occurrence, but you will see some parents, and it's always when the player's already on campus. During the recruiting process, they're all happy about the attention their son's getting or whoever it is. But when they get on campus, it gets a little more, a little nastier, as you might imagine. And that's where I think you see it sometimes. It's not. You know, I'd have to go back to some people who were on message boards in the past. I remember Arian Foster's mom was involved in message boards back in the day. You know, there have been some cases like this before, but when you see it happen, it usually doesn't go well much like that. So I wouldn't recommend it to parents. It's not a huge deal, but it does hurt in the sense that these parents might know other parents of other players who are being recruited by Tennessee. In the case of a guy like Bailey, he's a freshman. He knows some guys who are in high school right now, so maybe it doesn't help you in Georgia with some people who know the Bailey family seeing that kind of thing happen.
Gentlemen, your thoughts on that little trade of information back and forth between the Bailey family and Twitter?
It might not help you if you're trying to get Eric Gilbert either, the tight end from LSU. But, yeah, I think Ryan is right. But here's the thing. It just shows you the venom of people that get on Twitter. I mean, it just should the parents get on there? No. Should the responses be the way they are? No. But that's just the world we're living in, unfortunately. So,
as we all saw this week.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing is that you would tell a kid. It shows also how quick we are to make decisions on people. This kid played in parts of what, 4 games? 5 games?
Yeah, something like that.
Parts of. And yet people have already decided this 4-star in one service, 5-star in another service last year that everybody had to get. He was the guy. He's going to start. you saw parts of him, parts of his game this year, and you've already decided he's not the guy. Next, don't let the door hit you. You're a statue. We got somebody else coming in. We've recruited over you. That's the kind of thing. And you get a lot of people saying, well, it's been 3 years. We know about Pruitt. We know. Too quick to judge. Way too quick to judge on these people, whether it's a player, whether it's a coach. I mean, I say it again with Pruitt. I didn't see him losing to Georgia State. Then I didn't see him winning 8 straight games. Then I didn't see him losing 6 straight games. So the idea that people, well, I know what's going to happen. No, you don't. Because you know how many of you tweeted me and said, yeah, he's going to go on an 8-game winning streak. 0.
Yeah.
None of us know what's going to happen. And especially after 3 years with a coach or 1 year, half a year with a player, just give it more time before you make your verdict is cast, in my view.
Quarterback, just one of those positions. I can't remember the last Tennessee quarterback that was really well liked. I mean, people really went after Josh Dobbs even at times, and that was hard to believe at the time, considering Tennessee's other options. But I do think the thing that hurts Tennessee sometimes with that negativity is what you saw during the season. There was a Tennessee signee, Miles Campbell, who admitted he was on the fence a little bit after the Kentucky loss back in October, and one of the reasons was he saw a lot of speculation at that time about Jeremy Pruitt's future. So later in the year, he was fine. Tennessee staff was able to settle it down, but in the meantime, during the season when it started to kind of flare up a little bit, that negativity does affect Tennessee in recruiting sometimes, or at least they have to combat it.
All right, when we come back, a few weeks ago, Chuck, the Chuck Casino graded Pruitt as the favorite to be the coach in 2021. He says the odds are changing on the big board. I don't see how he can come back, but who is the favorite? And we'll see. Maybe these guys feel that Pruitt is still the favorite. Maybe there's somebody else. We'll discuss that. Come on back on the Sports Source.